Hey, hey! Welcome to another episode of the Ultra Bros, episode number 9. Here with my co-host, the one and only Joseph Bridgeforth.
How's it going?
So, we haven't been making a lot of videos lately.
We haven't.
We've been letting our viewers down and our listeners, but we're coming back strong. Life's getting a little bit busier again, so we'll be getting a little bit more of a schedule, and we'll be able to start making more videos.
That's right.
So, Alex will no longer be joining us for right now. He's busy doing other stuff. He's got Army stuff. He's on deployment right now, so he'll be there for 9 months. So maybe we can get him on, but if not, just let you guys know he won't be joining us for a while. So that's what's up. He's still running, trying to compete with us for 5K times, but we know that we're faster, so.
Always. So, I think the plan is that we'll probably come out with a couple of videos like this of some better quality, and then we'll have one live feed once a month? Or once every 2 months?
Yeah, once every 2 months we could try.
Because I believe we're going to do a video every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So 2 videos, we'll have 2 episodes a month, and then one of those 4 episodes will be a live feed.
Yeah, so you audience can get involved with us, ask us questions live, or just want to come out and check us out live, go ahead. Mm-hmm. All of our footage is still going to be pretty much raw, so
right.
We're not going to really edit anything. We're just going to go hard for 30 minutes, and then after that, give it to you guys. So you guys can see what we do, unedited and stuff like that. So pretty cool. Hey, you guys got any questions? Feel free to ask us. You can tweet us or whatever.
Yeah, and you can always just comment, and pretty active on the social websites. So
yeah,
we'll definitely be there to support you, and if you support us, we'll support you. So yeah. So what's going on for this week, Keith?
Well, today I thought we would talk about probably like races, like what do's and don'ts of races, like what to do race day, what not to do race day. Kind of like race day, obviously a do would be to bring your shoes or drink water the night before or drink water the morning of. A don't would be show up naked. So
unless it's a naked run.
Unless it's a naked run, then feel free. So I don't know if you had any runner do don'ts. One I could think of was like if you're running a road race, don't wear trail shoes to a road race. Probably not a good idea. You'll probably tear your trail shoes up. Yeah. Or vice versa, don't wear a road shoe to a trail race because you'll be slipping most of the time. So.
Or just get one that is that you can use on both.
Yeah.
Usually you can be pretty safe with shoes, depending if it's a trail or not. If it's an ultra, if you're running an ultra, so like something like a marathon or 50K, 100K, whatever. Usually we're gonna want to have a better shoe built for that race, but obviously majority of people are running like 5K, 10K races, and if your shoe works for you, you can probably wear it on trail or road.
Yeah.
Because you're only going to be running for like half an hour, so. But definitely, probably the most important thing for like race day, especially for longer races, is like what you eat, especially the morning of, and the night before. I remember there was one race. I think we talked about it in one of our previous episodes. The Operation Jack Marathon that we all ran together in 2011. Mm-hmm. December 2011. And my older brother Alex, we were just like, getting into running. He was just getting into like ultras and like marathons and stuff. And so like he was obviously like researching, and like traditional like research and studies show that like you're supposed to carb load before a long race. And in theory, like that's true, but my mom, he requested that my mom made homemade pizza. But if you know anything about homemade pizza, you have a lot of cheese on it, and cheese isn't going to settle so well, and it didn't, and we all felt like crap that day. Whereas I think if we had like a vegan pizza without cheese or without the cheese on it, then it would probably been a lot better. So that kind of stuff, like figuring that out, and also before a race, you don't want to eat too much, depending on what type of race it is. If it's a longer race, you're gonna want to eat more, and obviously you want to eat more like carbohydrate meals. So like you're not gonna have like ice cream or something like cake or donuts, or I mean people do it, but to be more successful, it's going to be better to have something that's more carbohydrate.
Yeah.
So whether that's like a drink or whether that's like a smoothie, or like even if you have like pancakes or something like that, that'll work too.
Yeah.
So nutrition is definitely pretty important when it comes to running and any type of working out, really.
One of my pet peeves probably is, just because I used to be a slow runner and now I'm becoming more of a faster runner, is like new runners. If you're know you're slower, or if you're newer, you don't want to be. And when the race starts, you don't want to be in the front of the race, all right? So usually at a race, the faster people move towards the front because they're going to race and try to set a PR, or try to win their age group or win the actual race. Where if you're a slower runner, it's alright to move more towards the back, and just if you're just going out for your first 5K or whatever, it's okay to just move more towards the back and go for your first 5K, and not try to break any Guinness Book of World Records or anything like that. Where the people in the front are obviously, they've been training hard for probably years, and they want to compete for that race. So it's okay to just move back, and it's actually appreciated if you would just move.
Yeah, especially with what you were just saying about that. That's something that I've worked on and developed, and it's something that if you're gonna race a lot, like where from like 5 to 10 times a year, whether that's a 5K or a half marathon, like you're gonna want to figure out like really how fast you are, and what kind of pace you normally race at, depending on the race, because like he was saying, if you start too fast, you're gonna screw yourself.
Yeah.
But if you start a little bit slower, you can always pick it up, and that's something I worked on last cross country season, and it worked out a lot. Most of the time, when we would start a race, we had like 7 guys on our team, and I would be like, within our my team, I'd be like fourth or fifth, until like the first mile, and then around the first mile I start passing them, and I wound up getting first on my team for most of the races. I think I only got like second in one race. So like working on that, like whereas if you just go out, like yeah, you might be in like the top 10 or 15 or 100 depending on how big the race is, but you got to run at least 3 miles. I mean, or you're going to run a half marathon, which is like 13.1. So you're not going to win any race within the first 100 meters.
Yeah.
So just don't start out too fast.
I wish that were true, but
yeah, I mean, so definitely like realizing how fast your pace is and what your race pace is, and starting out at that race pace, and then if you feel like halfway through the race you should pick it up, then go ahead and pick it up. But definitely like trying to keep your race pace for majority of the time is gonna actually, in the long run, throughout your race, will get you a better time. So
yeah.
But what else, do's and don'ts?
Probably, I mean, GPS timers and stuff like that, watches are important. Mm-hmm. If you're looking to get a PR or set a PR and looking for pace and stuff like that, those are important to wear. I would say that to do. But some people need to take them off sometimes and kind of just run with how they feel. And I think sometimes if you run without a watch, you actually run faster than you would, because you don't have any like data to like base what your effort off of, so you continue to exert like faster, you continue to push yourself harder because you're just going off of how you feel. So it might like be positive to take off a watch every race or every now and again and run a race without it and see what kind of times you're pulling, and kind of just run with how you feel based on experience without a watch. Plus you'll be lighter.
One thing about GPSs or like any racing any watch is like you don't want to be a watch like you don't want to continuously like look at your watch like every like quarter mile.
Yeah.
I used to do that a lot, but like what I've noticed is that if you wear a watch, it's good to just like look at your watch like at like mile splits or like at 2 mile splits, just to see like where you're going and where you're at. Not so much to know like how fast you're going, but just kind of see where you're at, what pace you're going, like, and whether you need to speed it up or slow it down or whatnot. So definitely like not looking at it too much, but definitely wearing it helps a lot because especially in bigger races, like you're not gonna have somebody yelling out mile splits.
Yeah.
Or like 2 mile splits, 3 mile splits, depending on what the distances of your race. But if you have your watch on, you'll know where you're at. Especially if you're running GPS. It gives you your pace and stuff, so you can like judge like if you're going too fast or whatnot. Yeah. From that, you can also use your body and how you're feeling helps a lot too. You can tell by if you're going too fast or too slow by how much energy you're exerting. So
yeah, I would say another do is to plan, if it's a longer race, plan nutrition during the race. Don't just show up and expect it to go, like them to provide stuff. I would say plan stuff out before, like I'm going to eat, say you're on goo packets, not that I take them or anything, but if you're doing goo packets, you're supposed to take one every 45 minutes or so, and probably you should be taking one every 30 minutes. So like some aid stations, like you're not going to hit at the right time and have a goo packet, so should you run with them, kind of thing. Like, do I run with my own goo packets, or say you haven't been running on goo packets, you've been running on like another kind of a gel, another multi-dextrin gel, like a Cliff goo or like a Cliff gel or a hammer gel. Like, would it be better for you to just bring your own hammer gels instead of going to like a goo? Where would that affect your stomach? Like, how do you like plan that out? For me, I've tried a lot of different things. I've tried that rock and roll. I tried running with sugar. It worked. I've got dehydrated quite a bit. So that definitely, I threw that out. Sugar's good, but I think that there's other better stuff out there. It's kind of just an experiment to see if it would work, and it worked for the most part. I just felt myself not drinking enough water though, because my bottles were just full of sugar instead of what I'm used to, which is water. So with that, I listened to somebody Phil Maffetone talk about drinking like not drinking orange juice, drinking like apple juice or grape juice when you're doing like a run or a bike ride, and that's a little bit easier on the stomach, and it has no fiber, so it's quickly absorbed, and you're not going to go use the bathroom because it has no fiber. So that I've been using that quite a bit on my long bike rides, and it seems to be working. So I'm gonna start trying to use it on like a long run and see if that helps. I've also probably gonna experiment with using coconut water and coconut sugar. That I've been doing it just around the house and like doing that, and it tastes pretty good. I feel like I could drink it like a long time, so I feel like that might help. Mm-hmm. But definitely, I wouldn't say unless you have to, unless there's nothing available. Sugar is a last resort, and goos are, I would say, probably goo and sugar are about similar. Goo has maltodextrin, which is a slower burning carbohydrate, but I think it metabolizes the same in your body. And I also hear people getting like stomach aches on goo gels and stuff. So, and I personally never had that on sugar, so.
Yeah, definitely like planning out your race day nutrition is gonna help. Planning out just your whole race.
Yeah.
No matter what race you're running, it's good to plan ahead because you don't know when you're driving through the race if you're gonna hit traffic, if you wake up 10 minutes late and you didn't have your stuff already packed, then you're already behind time. So planning and getting all your stuff together the night before is definitely gonna make your day go a lot smoother, and in turn you'll be less stressed out and nervous about your race, and you'll just do a lot better. Now obviously some people don't take races seriously and they could care less and they just show up in gym shorts and a t-shirt and running shoes and they just run for fun, and then there's people that are serious. So, but regardless, like just planning ahead and planning the night before for any like morning practice, for any type of thing you're going to do early in the morning is always better, because then you don't have to stress out about when you wake up.
Yeah.
And you can have a nice breakfast and get hydrated and then run your race, where you're not going to be running around your house or whatever and grabbing stuff and running out the door.
Yeah, I know. When I ran that rock and roll, I don't like to plan, so that's just the nature of what I like to do. I would just probably, if I was running the rock and roll by myself, I probably would have showed up late. That's kind of the way I roll. I'm not really strict about planning before races. Especially, that's just kind of the way it is. I mean, I plan what I'm going to wear and stuff, but I don't really care what time I get there or how I'm going to get there. So like we missed our trolley to get down there, the trolley that I should have been on, by like a minute, because I left my house late or something. And so I started stressing out a little bit about, like, am I going to make the race cut off, or like, am I going to have to just run the half marathon? Like, what's going to happen? So we get downtown, and I basically run, I think, like 2 miles to the start line, because I only had like 20 minutes to get there. So I ran like probably 7 minute pace to get there, and I show up there, the race starts. Well, that's not like really helpful for a race when you're already 2 miles deep and you've already like ran your 2 hardest miles already. So like, obviously if I would have planned better, I would have been there 20 minutes earlier, caught the first trolley. I would have like been able just to walk up there, leisurely hang out for quite a bit, and then start the race, and it probably would have had a better race. But at the same time, like, that's not what I do. So some other people would rather be there an hour early. Me, I showed up 5 minutes early, and the start hit when I got there, so it worked out.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes cutting close like that actually helps too, because you can get to a race 2 hours early and then you're just dragging it out and you don't know what to do and you're bored and you get antsy, and then you wind up eating too much of whatever they have at the race, and then you drink too much water, and then you're actually screwed in the long run because you got too early. So like planning it out, like when to get there, like, and I mean, I always already recommend getting to your race like 45 minutes to an hour early, unless it's a super tiny race, because you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know how long check-in's going to take and all that stuff. So if you get there an hour early, like check-in might take half an hour, and half an hour before a race is going to go by like that, so yeah, you won't realize it at all. So
also, on the topic of planning, if you're running like an ultra distance, I would say ultra being like 50 miles or more, know like the places that you're most likely to bonk. Like for me, it usually happens probably around 30 miles. Anywhere between like 20 to 30 miles is where I'm gonna bonk at least once, or just kind of like get down on myself. And that happens to everybody. That's the beauty of running. So I would say know when you're gonna like get down on yourself. And you'll know this by experience, either running in races or doing long runs, and either have someone try to meet you at an aid station that's close so they can kind of help bring you up, or pack like extra calories there at the aid station where you're most likely to bonk, and then take those calories so that way you can kind of break through the wall faster, or something like that. I know when I was pacing Alex for that 100-mile race, he was down and he wanted potato chips or something like that. So like, I think sometimes like if for a long race, like, not saying it's the healthiest or the best idea to eat potato chips while you run, but sometimes like if that's gonna help you break through, like you're being down and that's gonna make you feel better, like I think it's okay to pack potato chips. So, but real quick, I just wanted to go into like what have we been up to over the past couple months, training wise. Obviously, I don't think we've been doing that much, but and what we're gonna be, where we're going, plans for the future, and then so like where we've been, where we are now, where we're going. So you want to start first, or you want me to start? All right. So basically, I haven't been training. I probably took, after that 100K, I took about 2 months off of running. As you guys know, if you watch the podcast or watch our video cast. And then about like going into the rock and roll, I just kind of like really stuck to my diet and didn't really train a whole lot, and it really helped me out, I think. Your diet's really instrumental in how well you run. I would say the 80-20 rule is true. So 80% of what your 80% of your performance is nutrition, 20% is actually working out. Or I think I said that right.
Yeah.
Anyways, so after that, I kind of just like hung out for a little bit because I was done running. I had plans to run. I had plans to pace Alex in September, so I was really excited about that, and I was really looking forward to training. And then plans changed, and he got deployed, so that my plans got canceled, which is all right. That's the way it happens. And so I just kind of just stopped running for a little bit and didn't really feel like I wanted to get out the door. And then the past couple weeks, I've been one of our dogs here. I've been training with him, just running a few miles here and there to get him to the point where he can run like 6 miles, so we can go run on the trails and stuff together. Because I don't like running on trails by myself, and most of the time people are busy, but animals usually love to go outside and run. So with that, I've been training with him, and then every Saturday I usually either do like a really long bike ride of like 80 miles, or well, it's usually over 100K, so about 60 miles or so. And if I don't do that, then we just recently have been trying to start up a group run. So every other Saturday, and I think Joseph's starting one every Sunday, or every other Sunday. I don't know what he's doing. We've been trying to get out and get the community runners involved, and so we've been meeting at Lake Murray, and it's like a 6-mile run. So I've been just doing that every other week. But where I'm going, I think right now, I'm gonna pick a few races that where I'm at right now. So right now this week I've just been running like 20 miles a week, and then biking. So races wise, I think that's in the future. It's coming up as race season. I think I'm going to try to find a few races, either like a few marathons and probably into the ultra distances would be nice. So we'll see about that. I think I'm going to go back and get a Bandura 100K finish. So
I haven't this year I haven't done a whole lot of training. I've been a little bit consistent though, so it's not like was horribly out of shape when I started cross country. I did do at least like 2 runs a week usually. I did take a few weeks off here and there, but from the beginning of the year till now, I kind of have ran a couple times a week. And then right now I just started cross country practice today, so we have 2 dates from now until next Wednesday, and then we'll start our regular training practices once a day, and then we'll start races. And I believe I have like 7 races. I think I have 3 in September and 3 in October, and then I have 1 in my finals are in the first Saturday of November. So that's what I'll be doing in the next couple months, and then after that I plan on doing what I normally do, which is continue to run from like the end of my season till Operation Jack, which is in December, and then I'll do that race, and then hopefully do Bandura again, and then from there I don't know what I'll do for springtime, but I like to keep my season going after cross country because it helps to like, I don't know, it just helps me because it's so short. It's only like 3 months, so like
yeah,
we just started and it'll be done in the first Saturday of November, so it's only 3 months, which is not a whole lot. So, and I just like to run races, so that's what I'll be doing. So hopefully this year I'll definitely do Operation Jack Marathon and the Bandura 100K again. This time I'll finish though.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get our revenge.
So, well, I think that wraps it up for this episode number 9. You can follow me and all of us on Twitter and all the social media websites. Don't forget to subscribe and like down below for this video, and definitely go ahead and check out some of our other episodes. We give a lot of great content on nutrition, ultra running in general, and just any type of fitness. That's our goal, is to promote a healthy diet and promote people getting out the door and getting some type of workout in. So
yeah. If you got any other do's and don'ts to add to our list, go ahead and feel free to put those in the comments below. We'd love to mention them. So if you guys have a good one and we feel like we need to talk about it, we'll go ahead and bring it up probably in the next episode or next time we do some do's and don'ts. And with that, I guess this concludes the episode. So
yeah,
thank you guys again.
In the next episode, we'll let you know all the details about the live video cast. So that'll be something fun to do for us to interact. You can ask us questions and we'll comment back, and we'll just keep the community and everything going. So alright, well, I think that wraps it up.
Alright, cool. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.